And welcome back to Campaigns of the Plains. We are diving back into Monster of the Week with our Season 2 campaign. And we are back with our original characters, a few fresh faces added to them. And real quick, before we dive into the episode, make sure that you do your social media ritual. Remember to include Red on that ritual now, because that's a thing.
With an S. Threads.
Threads, excuse me.
The Twitter killer.
I gotta update the thing.
Oh, yeah, you gotta add our Threads tag.
Yeah.
Good go.
Guys, we're day one threaders, so...
I should have asked because that carousel down there, I made that like literally 5 minutes before y'all showed up.
Well, do it again, Christian. Jeez.
But anyway, diving back in, our group had just escaped LA and the vampires and riots that were after them, and they made their escape via Gray's daughter, who is much more grown now, and arrived in Henrietta's old truck. She shuttled them across the United States, where they were ambushed on the road by a hag. These hags struck a familiar chord with Dawn, who remembered seeing a ring in one of her dreams that one of these hags was wearing. After dispatching them, they continued on to where they had a reunion with Susie, Danica's mother, and also their friend Evers, who had met some bizarre fate since the last time. And before we see what our hunters are up to, let's dive into a young woman walks across a dark path, winding between. A JanSport is slung over one shoulder, and she pulls her denim jacket closed with the other hand. Cool May breeze picks up. It's late at night, and only a hint of moonlight creeps through the cloud. A shadow passes behind her. She looks frantically behind her in vain as the darkness swallows all perception. She picks up her pace, soon starts running, unsure of what pursues her. Suddenly, a tall figure jumps out from a shrub and wraps their arms around her as she screams, "Raw, I got you!" The woman stops struggling and slaps the muscular chest wrapped in a letterman's jacket. "Brandon, you scared the shit out of me." "Oh, come on, babe. It was just having some fun." "How's are over. I was just excited to see you." "Uh-huh." "Don't be mad. Are you still coming to the party?" She rolls her eyes. "Yeah, as long as no one jumps me on the way there. I just have to drop my stuff off at my apartment. I'll head over." The man laughs a big dumb laugh and says, "Okay, promise. No more tricks." He leans in for a kiss, and she plays coy before returning. They part ways, and it's not long before she's walking away that she hears another sound behind her. She sighs and rolls her eyes again, and she turns around. "Wow, real mature. I thought you promised." Her eyes widen as a clawed hand grabs her around the throat and lifts her off the ground. Whispers of some unknown language begin to be chanted around her as shadows shift and move around her, encircling her. A shadowy hand arches back with a dagger in its grips as the woman screams one last. We move on to a grassy slope with an ancient oak tree shading. There's a sweet smell of spring in the air, and the birds are chirping a happy song. You can see a city skyline dotting the distance. And there we see Dawn sitting on the grassy knoll, admiring the view, as a voice chimes in behind her. Your father would bring me here. And Dawn, you look over and you see Niobe, your mother. What do you say to her?
Is this like memory or vision? Like dream? Or do I not know?
You're thinking back and you don't remember how you got. This could be a dream.
Probably ask her where we are.
We're in our favorite spot. It's just outside of Minnetonka.
Why did you bring me here?
I just wanted to see you again. There's a lot that's happening. I wish I were really there.
What is going on?
I don't know for sure, but there's just this dark, this evil that it's swallowing both my fate and yours.
You say fate?
Yes. See, Dawn, I think you figured out that I'm not really here. It's more or less a dream. But when my body was destroyed in that ritual with all the other elementals, not all of me was taken. Because I left a piece of it, a piece of myself, with you a long time ago. My essence is in you, Dawn. It always had been. And even though I don't have my power or my form anymore, you carry on my legacy. And you need to know that there are those who want that.
Dawn would probably start breaking down crying and then say she can't carry on her legacy, that she's not her.
And she puts her arm around you, pulls you close, and though it's a dream, you can't help but feel that warmth, that familiar embrace of your mother. It feels so much like no, it's real. I don't know what's going to happen. And part of me that existed in reality is gone. Just remember, I am always that part that you remember, that essence that I left behind will be there to protect you.
I love you.
And I love you. And with that, your eyes open and you see the ceiling of
She probably will turn to her side and just kind of cry to herself, like turn to the wall.
and you see the bunker reflects your desires or mental state. And it's strange. You didn't have all these pictures on your wall, but here they are. memories that should be in forgotten album a couple states over are all plastered in one giant collage mosaic on your wall, just memories of father and mother everywhere. Birthdays, Christmases, just your whole life laid out.
Should probably get up and just start like peering over the photos and just like kind of taking them all in and like looking for anything and just remembering. And kind of wishing she was back there.
Go ahead and roll me an investigate mystery.
Let's get some dice out. Get some dice. On a die. That is a 6.
A 6. That is a failure.
Yeah.
Mark experience.
Take experience, though. So, you hear of these photos, and after a while, you start to feel your stomach growl. And you smell bacon, pancakes,
Sweet.
being cooked down the hallway. We cut over to the rest of the crew. Many of you have waken up. Has any of you done anything this morning after you arrived at the bar or overnight?
Danica, keeping her promise to Dawn, is going to see if either Cipher or Ever can look up information on Dawn's dad.
Okay. Are you asking Cipher or Ever?
I'm asking them both. Because Cipher knows how to use the computers here, but it's not Cipher. Ever knows how to use the computers here and how the bunker works, but Cipher has proven that he is really good at finding shit.
Right. Cipher, why don't you go ahead and investigate mystery, I guess.
Where that is? Oh, here. Okay. Ten.
Ooh, you get to hold 2. So what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What's from her? Where did it go? What is it going to do? What's being concealed here? You're doing research on Dawn's father. So
What is being concealed here?
And maybe what happened here?
Or what happened here?
yeah, perfect. So I'll say that you start doing research. And as you do, you start finding medical files, digitized medical records that explain that he was committed to a mental institution. And after a couple of years, was given a clean bill of health, but there were some doubts, some dissents that were reported by another doctor, saying that this man was not in a good place and probably should not be let out. And yet Dale Valley was released. And there is record that he spent some time in a halfway house for about a period of 6 months. There is a note on file from the basically the housekeeper, the warden, whatever you want to call it, the custodian, who would check in on Dale and noted that there was like deep depression, alcoholism, and that while he tried to keep a job several times, usually he was only there for 2 weeks at best before he fired or quit. It's just a very sad story of a downward spiral. And you see that the last note on his files is that he left this halfway house and on would have been July 15th of 1988, and he hasn't been seen. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if he hasn't been seen since then, he might still be alive. Right?
This is your dad?
No, it's Dawn's dad.
Dawn's dad. Oh.
She had a vision. You think he might be dead? I was hoping maybe you could confirm or deny with like a coroner autopsy or death certificates. But if he was a homeless man who died on the streets, who knows if they even bothered? Heck, could still be alive. So
Yeah. I mean, there's no.
there's nothing reportable on his death. Okay. Well, I'll tell Dawn then.
Cipher still has a hold one. That was just what happened here, right? So, in theory, he could do some more research and maybe find out where did it go, or what's being concealed, or what's it going to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe dig a little deeper. Look at police reports in the area. See if any homeless people were found that match the description.
Can I do that? Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that would be what's being concealed here. So you do see a coroner's report that seems to match his description. And it looks like he died December 25th of 1990 by the coroner's best estimates.
Well,
When they found the body, it had been cold for quite some time.
where at? What state?
Found him in downtown Minneapolis,
Okay.
in an alley behind a dumpster.
Valley in an alley.
We should call down there so that Dawn can claim him so that he can have a name.
Mm.
Everyone deserves a name. I'm gonna tell her in the morning because she should get some sleep tonight.
Yeah, sleep will help.
Yeah, sleep won't help.
Sorry, that wasn't better news.
No, it's okay. It's fine. We all have really bad luck with keeping our parents alive, it seems.
Oh.
Well, you have a good night.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's all Danica's gonna do the night before. She's gonna go back to her room and play some of her new mixtapes.
Mhm.
Some of her new tapes. What is a Tribe Called Quest? Well, she liked
Um,
different music.
We're a tribe. We're on a quest.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds
About us.
interesting. This might be about us. Yeah.
Okay. Gray or Olivia, what are you doing? Doing anything the night before when you get back, or anything early in the morning?
Well, Olivia, if you have anything, I'll do stuff here.
No, Olivia definitely would just shut herself in her room and probably would not come out.
Early in the morning, Gray will find himself waiting by Susie's door.
Yeah.
For her to come out.
And it's not long after you get to the door. Susie does come out because she starts her days just as early. And she is a little startled at first, and you see her hand reflexively go back to hip, but she sees it's you and relaxes. Oh, great! What's going on?
Well, I think it's time you and I had a little conversation. Now, obviously, you have me at a disadvantage. You've had 5 years to prepare for this. I'm only finding out, after a few minutes, or a day at least, that some things didn't quite go the way I had asked.
God damn it! But you know what?
Maybe we should go and have this conversation in there, a little more private.
If you fuck or kill my mom while I'm asleep, we're gonna have words.
I hope your rooms are adjoined.
God, no.
Banging.
Just
And she'll
don't
say,
fuck her up with that.
actually, go ahead and roll manipulate something.
Is this another hunter or is it just?
This is another hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have. Okay. Oh, that's shit. What is my plus, though? It's charm. You know what?
What?
Well,
I think
use your luck points.
I'm gonna use. No, I'm going to because I want this to happen.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? No, that's
For the
that
record,
is
this
acceptable.
was the die.
You rolled
Wanna
a 3.
get out.
This is bad.
You still get an experience point, even though you used what's it called?
Another bank. Okay.
Yep.
So, on
It's
10
even.
plus, if they do it, you ask, they mark an experience and get +1.
Does
forward.
that so the luck? Does that count it as
As a success.
as a 12? It counts as a 12.
Yes.
It
I
has
have-
advanced.
I have advanced.
Okay.
Well, I guess they would have to act under pressure to resist.
They would?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they would have
If they want to resist.
Okay. I think Susie is going to say, all right, you deserve an explanation. It's just going in my room here. And she opens the door and ushers you inside. And she closes the door behind you and crosses her arm and says, all right, ask away.
Well, I can see clearly from your response that you at least did receive the request. So I have to ask first, why did you ignore it?
Can't fucking ignore it, Ray. I did the best I could with what I had. All right. Now, for the first few years, it was quiet. Things really settled down. But there were things that happened that started making me question the wisdom laying a young child out there into a very dangerous world where you are a wanted man. Now, look, I don't know who you pissed off. I know that they are high up. But let's just say that there's been several hunts where I've been approached by very dangerous people. Luckily, I lost the trail every time, but they are definitely looking for you, and they will use any leverage possible to get what they want. So, yeah, I disobeyed your instructions, and you're welcome, because it saved your daughter's life, I am sure.
Do you have any idea why I originally left her with the people that I did before?
I have no clue, Ray.
That's the point. No one knows, or at least no one knew
They got killed
she
by
was
demons.
my daughter.
They got killed by demons, Gray.
That
Well,
was the point.
well,
She was
apparently
thought dead.
someone knew. And she marches over to her desk. She pulls open a drawer. And she pulls out a picture and flops it on the desk. And it's you and your wife and your daughter all smiling back at you in a day at the park when she was very, very young. And she says, one of those agents, or whoever the fuck they were, because they all wore black suits, but one of them handed this to me. They know stuff about you. I don't know who they are. We've tried to do researches, but they're ghosts.
When did you get this?
I don't know. This would have been probably about 3 years ago. I had a contact in the adoption agency all lined up. I was going to get her out there, get her into a nice home, and then this happened, and I pulled back.
Has anyone been in contact with you in any way that has relations with me?
Like I said, these people run into me. I don't know who they are, but they always seem to know who I am. They ask weird questions. And I always, so far, knock on wood, I get away from them. They lose my trail. I get back here and I lock the place down. I'm doing the best I can. Sorry if that pisses you off, but world isn't the same, Ray. You wouldn't think 6 years would change it that much, but shoot. There's been wars. Goddamn Soviets collapsed. Space shuttle blew up in the sky. Like, it's been crazy out there. And for a while, I thought that was the worst of it. But no, the monster's been on the uptick for the last 2 years. I can't explain it. It's like the whole world's starting to go crazy.
Well, I'll say this: you've certainly revealed some pretty impactful changes to my business. But I'll tell you, I did tell your daughter that I would kill you for this, but there's something else that I'm surprised by now that y'all haven't figured out. I'm a criminal, and I lie. I don't always hold my promises. I'm not going to kill you for this. I thank you for taking care of her the best you can. I don't appreciate that you've apparently turned her into a hunter or whatever you like to call yourselves.
No. I did not turn her into that. All right? She is a fucking teenager. This would have happened even if you raised her. She's rebellious, Gray. She's going to be rebellious. I think the best thing right now is if her father apologized for being gone for 6 years and then start fathering.
That's another question I'd like to ask you. When did she find out that I was her father?
There's a girl named and mind you, I tried to keep that group of people and your daughter separate. But your daughter, she got out of her room when I was having a meeting and met Trixie, and those two have been inseparable ever since. And let's just say Trixie has shown her a few things, and she found some files, and that's his history.
Well, I do appreciate this information.
He's gonna go kill Trixie.
You don't have to worry about who you've been revealing to me. Your loyalty alone in answering these questions goes a long way. And
I sure fucking hope so.
with that, I get up and leave.
So, breakfast comes around, and some of you start shuffling in, and you see a couple of biddies working away at the stoves and countertops in this kitchen area. And you see one of them look up. Who do you think is the first one?
Gray, probably.
I guess. I don't know how early this conversation.
I feel like Danica would be in there pretty early because she probably didn't sleep well because she knew she had to talk to Dawn about her dad in the morning.
Bloodshot eyes over there.
What?
I walk into the kitchen if they're already in there, and I stop and look at like the twins or many biddies, many persons.
Just two. There's just two biddies currently at present.
I kind of awkwardly go and sit next to Danica, and I say, "You guys have twins that work here?"
Biddy's
Oh,
kind
fucking
of...
fantastic. Oh, how many mouths am I going to have to feed today?
Hi, Biddy.
Hi to yourself. Young lass, skipping out for 6 years and then coming back expecting a hot meal. Oh, that's just rich.
I mean, I'll eat some of those Cocoa Puffs if you don't want to feed me bacon.
Oh, shut your fucking mouth. I'm making a bacon.
Why is Biddy so mean now? Who turned Biddy's mean filter on?
Biddy does seem a little like meaner and on edge, and you see the other one who is chopping some peppers and onions for some sort of scramble. Is like chopping like very aggressively, and like she like slices her imaginary finger because she's all light and projection, and she just starts yelling and cursing. Oh shit! Fuck!
Biddy, you can't even hurt yourself. You're fine.
And she heals it up and then continues furiously chopping away.
So that's Biddy.
What
That's
the
also
fuck?
Biddy. They are the same Biddy. There's also a Biddy in the library and one in the medical suite. Actually, Biddy is everywhere because Biddy is omnipotent in this area. She runs. I don't know. It's some kind of weird magic from the seed. But
What?
I don't know. Biddy will explain it to you. She explained it to us the first time, but she was nicer 6 years ago.
Listen, I was gonna ask about the room that changes itself, because that shit had me confused this morning.
Let me give you a basic rundown, okay? Magic's real.
Obviously.
Magic. We are currently in a different plane of existence.
Okay, listen, like, I know magic can change some
No,
things,
no.
but
No. We are just in magic. Magic didn't do that. We are in magic. Does that make sense? We're in the seed. The sheed. Have you read much like what is it? Which country was it? It was a
And
Irish-
as you're
Irish.
asking that, another Biddy comes behind and places her hand on Jason's shoulder and says, "Ireland."
he just, like, stands up, like, sits up straight and goes, like, sheet white, and is like, there's one behind me, isn't there?
They're everywhere. Well, it's just
Yeah.
one. She can just make herself many. So
And
there's
this
like
one-
this fairy prince, and I think she was like his lover once or something. I don't know. She explained it all to us. I don't remember it all.
And this one has kind of a hot librarian look to her, kind of like
Hell yeah.
Library Biddy. She's my
Let's
favorite.
go.
a pencil skirt and a jacket over a blouse and
Grace.
hair up into a bun with like these half moon spectacles. And she looks down her nose at you and kind of eyes you up and down. Yes, this one should do. And I'm sorry. Your name is.
I lean over to Danica and I'm like, should I tell them my name?
I believe that Biddy goes by the she, her pronouns. I believe that's what she was.
I
when
was
she
referring to them.
Oh, this is again all one Biddy. Just she can just they can fusion together.
Jason just looks up, like, over the shoulder very slowly and is like, Jason?
Very good, Jim. Seems that selection of hunters has gotten poor. And she turns on a heel and marches out.
Jason just, like, takes the nearest carafe of coffee and pours, like, one, like, downs it and pours another. This place is gonna be fucking weird.
Please.
No, this is mine. And he takes it and, like, takes the whole coffee and, like, a plate of, like, a bowl of cereal and,
Should
like,
we tell
goes to the
him
room.
about the room of dangerous artifacts or no?
And you hear one of the biddies yell, "Fuck!" And she furiously starts making another carafe of coffee.
Where's Mama? I want to know why Biddy's so mean. Biddy was nice 6 years ago.
Around that time, you see walk in, and she comes up and whispers, "I am so sorry, biddies. I don't know what's been happening with them. But they've been like this for a while now. Something. I've gone up and checked the crystal, but everything seems fine. I just don't know what's going on with them. They still do the work though, so I'm just kind of."
When did the biddies start acting so rude?
I don't know, maybe about a year ago or so. I don't know. It's been weird, but I mean, I was just talking to Gray a little bit ago, and I told him that the monsters have been kind of on the uptick lately, and so maybe it's just the extra stress. I mean, she is a human underneath it all, so.
Well, maybe we could go take a look at the crystal. I don't know much about the crystal, but I mean, more eyes.
And it's about that time that Evers rolls in, and he says to you, Danica, "Hello, could I please have your attention in the other room?"
Yeah, sure. I'll get up and follow him with the other craft of coffee. I don't even bother pouring it into a cup. I just drank out of the pot.
That's what Jason took too.
My God.
I didn't sleep a lot last night, all right? When dawn
Uh,
comes down, could you just come get me, Ray?
Why? You said that with a curious tone.
Well, I was just doing. I had Cipher do some research for me on Dawn's behalf after a conversation that Dawn and I had about something. And I just wanted to relay some private, personal, family information to her. Just take a big sip out of the coffee pot and walk away.
Are you walking away with the coffee?
Yes.
And you hear one of the biddies go, "Fuck!" So you walk away with Evers, and as soon as you're out of earshot of the cafeteria, he wheels his chair around and begins to speak, and he says, "Last night when you asked me to look into Dale Valley, I found some weird police reports and news articles.
About what?
I found that there have been a string of missing women in Minneapolis."
Okay. How many?
What?
For how long?
There have been about 10 missing women. What is strange is that they all either have the name Dawn or they match her description.
That does not seem good. In fact, that seems incredibly problematic. We're gonna have to look into this, I think. I'll talk to the rest of the team. Any other
Good
information?
luck.
Any other information? Have any of them been found, or are they all missing?
The police reports were sparse. I didn't find much for news articles. The police seem to be tight-lipped on the sitch.
Okay. Can we get printed copies of those reports?
Certainly.
Thanks, Evers.
Certainly.
I'll go back in the kitchen with my pot of coffee, and I'll sit down next to.
Before you do, Jason comes out like looking for you, and he says, "Seriously, when does the room stop changing?" And then he like hears Ever talk, and he goes, "Oh, Johnny Five is alive."
His name's Ever.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I don't. The room
Oh,
stops
right.
changing when you stop changing it, and you're the one doing it.
Listen, what? That doesn't make sense.
Listen, come here. I'll drag you into a room, and I'll go, hot pink walls.
The walls turn hot pink.
Yeah, but look, and I'll like take her by the hand and lead her to my room, and I'll be like, okay, same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll say hot pink walls, but I'm gonna let you do this, Travis.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that Ishara is fucking with things, or
Oh yeah.
her being there is fucking with things,
Well, listen, I can't explain your
and
weird...
shit is like changing.
An MC-ish room.
Listen, you've got weird angel magic, so I have no idea how to deal with that. I have no idea how to cope with that.
I can't sleep in here.
Well, we're blindfold
so-
while you're sleeping.
So you look around the room and like you see like it's almost at first it's almost kind of relaxing. It's like a lava lamp, like just blobs of color moving around the wall, and then all of a sudden it resembles more like a busy highway with speeding headlights, just colors just flashing all across.
Well, I'm gonna get out of here before I have a stroke. Biddy will probably know how to fix this. It's all the magic of this place that's doing it. So let's go
And,
talk. We can ask Biddy, maybe.
As you're closing the door, the hallway is a little bit darker than that room, and you notice that like it is like bright in there. Like the walls themselves are.
I'll take you and I'll go into the
I
kitchen.
slept like 4 hours
I'm
last
gonna
night.
grab your hand and I'm gonna walk into the kitchen where the biddies are congregating, and I'm gonna find a biddy.
Not that one, the one that just like chopped her hand off.
Well, I'm gonna go to the hot librarian Biddy then. Biddy, do you know how to disable the shifting his magic in rooms? Because Jason's got weird angel magic and it's messing with it.
And she looks down at you across the bridge of her nose and says, "Oh, how droll. Yes, we can look into it, I suppose." And she snaps her finger, and another biddy appears next to you, and cussing under her breath, fuck, 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 and marches off into the direction.
I hope she can fix it. It's
Do you like cars?
more of a motorcycle guy.
Oh, that's all right. Do you like motorcycles?
Yeah, didn't
Okay.
you see mine?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you instructions to the garage so you can go look at all the cool vehicles.
Okay.
I mean, that one doesn't shift, so at least it might be a relaxing space for you.
Okay.
3 doors down from there, there's a really locked door. Don't go near it. Don't touch it. Don't think about it. Don't experience anything around it. Don't breathe near it.
Why is it 3 doors down from the garage?
Well, it's like, and down like a ramp. Just don't go in that area.
Okay.
Trust me. It's dangerous.
Right. I take my box of Cocoa Puffs and my carafe, and I'm still like in pajamas. And I walk wherever you point.
And then, like, in this general direction is the med suite if you, like, want to get that, anything checked out. Biddy seems mean, though, so she might not give you any sedatives.
Let's hope I don't need that, I guess.
And
Now,
librarian Biddy looks as you walk away and says, "Positively, Krognak."
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to go sit next to Gray after all of that. Just, like, right next to him with my coffee. Coffee? Want some coffee?
I'm quite all right.
Okay, so... Is Dawn down here yet?
Dawn, have you left your room yet?
Probably she would have come down eventually.
But Olivia is not there, correct?
Right.
Is Cipher there?
Yeah, probably.
this point.
So you're all assembled there now, minus Olivia.
Okay. So
And me.
I'll talk to Greg kind of quietly. How long do those fake government IDs last for, and do we need to get new ones?
Well, it depends. I'm assuming by now these have probably reached their imaginary expiration date.
So we should update them. And also, I think that we need to go to Minneapolis.
Okay.
Evers just told me there's a string of, I look at Dawn, missing women, about 10, that have disappeared in the area. And they all look like Dawn, or have the name Dawn. And that seems just really concerning.
Does.
Yeah.
Certainly does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 10 missing women in a large city is,
It's something that happens, unfortunately, but
well, it is a tragedy. It's
yeah, it's for
certainly
sure.
Not
Sure,
out of the
but
norm, but
it's just really concerning to me that they all resemble
either resemble her or have
her name, or both.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
guess we have ourselves a new case.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You seem awfully excited.
No. Don, can we talk?
She's like making a waffle.
How's your mental health this morning?
Shit.
It's about to get worse.
Hey,
What?
Biddy, do you have any Xanax?
And she marches off, and
Just give me a
muttering
prescription.
under her breath, "Next, motherfuckers."
Just a really strong horse sedative. I don't know.
You just give me ketamine? I'm gonna go down a K-hole.
Diazepam.
Okay,
Jason scene.
It's just diazepam.
So, Dawn,
Yeah.
you
Eating waffle.
know how we talked about having it maybe Evers do some research
Yeah, we should have him do that.
for you? I did. I asked him last night while you were sleeping. We found out some information about like the Dawn, the lookalikes.
Oh, I don't know if she heard that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would assume I said that loud enough for
Oh,
everybody to
okay.
hear.
I don't.
Like the Dawn lookalikes, you know, that are missing, right? Okay. We also I don't know how to say this except for just to say it bluntly. I'm sorry, Dawn. Your daddy he's gone. I think he looks like he died in Minneapolis. Probably about 1.5 years ago.
I feel like the color would drain from her face.
There's some other stuff that maybe you already know since you had visions of stuff about him, but he did not do very well in his last few years of life.
So what I saw was true.
Well, I can't confirm it, but they found him. I mean, something that we should do when we're there is the police report. It fits his description, but it doesn't have his name on it. So if you're up for it, maybe just claiming him and giving him a name. Getting him a headstone if he doesn't have one already. So he can be at peace, maybe. And maybe you can be at peace too.
Like we'll ever be at peace.
Probably
She's gonna
not.
throw her plate on the ground.
Oh no, Don!
And she's like, we should have left. We're going to the me. And then she's gonna run.
Oh, I knew this was gonna be bad.
She's only like 21. She doesn't handle emotions well.
I'm gonna go get the biggest bottle of whiskey I can find, and I'm gonna go find Don. We're not
Oh,
doing
sure.
anything.
Just raid my cabinet, why don't you?
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
So all this.
mean, ever since she got the keys from Ray's daughter, I'm drawing a blank on her name, Kelly. After she got the keys from Kelly, I'm sure she would have immediately just gone to her room. Crying her eyes out, wallowing, just like trying to cope with the fact that Henrietta's dead. Because she hasn't had time to cope with, the death. I'm sure she did not sleep at all, and just doesn't want to interact. I am curious though if she had any premonitions, because if this is the start of a mystery that might have occurred without her even wanting it to happen.
So I guess there's a roll involved, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a weird roll.
Go ahead and roll.
That's 13.
Okay. Could you please read the atom?
Yep. On a 10 plus, you get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen. Take +1 forward. That's coming through and mark experience.
You, despite how little you slept, you did sleep a little. And in the middle of flashes, Henrietta, all the happy time that you had with her. You see her cracking a joke in the driver's seat of the pickup truck. You see yourself in the driver's seat of the pickup truck as she's teaching you how to drive. You see her carrying over a little cupcake, a candle in it, celebrate your birthday. It's all these pleasant memories of basically the only mom you really only ever had. And then the dream cuts away. And you see Dawn. And you see her on a stone slab, hands tied, legs tied. And you see these black-robed figures with these clawed hands outstretched. And the tips of their skin is white, but the tips of their fingers black, and they are chanting some strange language you don't understand. And you see one of the figures, it seems taller and broader than the rest, step forward and jab a giant dagger into her chest. And Dawn screams out in pain, and you see a figure dressed all in white up here say, "Good, good. This will be." And that's where your vision ends.
Okay. Well, I'm sure she would sit on that for a while. As much as it, I guess it depends. When did she have that? Was that like at the very end of the night? Like, I'm assuming stayed up.
Yeah, I would say like it's you wake up with a cold sweat after.
And it's like morning that people. I'm sure she would like get out of the fetal position that she's in with holding the keys in her. And snuggling with Snickerdoodle that probably doesn't exist here, but exists because she created it here. And like wading through the tissue sea that she has created. Having this moment of, do I go and tell everyone like what I just saw, or do I let everyone have like a nice morning before I ruin their day?
Nice.
It's not.
Because- Which she doesn't know, obviously, any of like the her Dale's not around anymore. So she doesn't know that she's gonna be piling on, Right. So with a deep sigh, she'll dust herself off and leave her room and make her way out to see everybody, maybe have a small breakfast.
Before we see what interactions we have, is there any other beginning of mystery actions that people have that they would like to?
Oh, I think I have a couple. Let's see.
Don't think I did.
I can roll plus charm, and on a 10 plus, my sect will provide something useful or useful info to help in the field. And this is just once per mystery, not at the beginning of the mystery, so I can do this later. But it's a what the future holds roll, and I can have a useful object ready, be somewhere when I'm needed, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of different stuff, but I don't have to do it at the beginning. I can just do it at any time.
Okay.
But this one is, my sect helps me, which is these people here that we're having breakfast with, like, and Evers and Mama and Biddy, who's mean right now.
Yes. Are you using that or not?
Yeah, I'll use it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your charm.
What is it? I got a 7. So
Okay.
on a 7 to 9, you get a mission associated with the mystery, and if you do, it'll get some info or help too.
Okay, so essentially a side quest?
I guess, or I guess you could do it however you want. It could be something else associated with the mystery, maybe like more info, which is kind of what Evers already gave me a little bit. He started the mystery, but
Yes.
I don't think it has to be right.
yeah, it doesn't have to be right now either. You can pop it in whenever you feel like it's useful.
Yeah.
Side quest related to the mystery. Okay.
And it'll get some info or help as well on the actual mystery, I guess. So there we go.
So, like, in theory, if, like, the stuff that's affecting Biddy somehow, like, help us find more information about Lance.
Or the mystery at hand is like finding who's kidnapping all these Dons or Don lookalikes. Maybe it's some, like, it'll help us with the big thing that we're worried about, who wants to hurt our friend kind of thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
or trying to find Chronos or something.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. Anyone else have beginning of mystery tasks they wish to accomplish?
Nope.
Nope.
But yeah.
Nope.
I don't have any.
Okay. So with that, we move on. So, Olivia, you walk to the cafeteria area and you hear biddies just yelling and screaming at the top of their lungs as you hear the clattering of dishes and pots. And you hear like Dawn crying and sobbing as she marches out the door and past you down the hall. And you turn the corner to see that Gray is just kind of fuming over the entire situation. And Susie is kind of panicked, nervous, just trying to control the situation, as is Danica.
No,
Cipher-
Danica's given up. She's grabbed a liquor.
Oh, yes. Yeah, she's chugging back a
No,
liquor.
she's gonna go find Dawn with the liquor. What helps?
Oh, okay.
What helps with depression but liquor? Danica doesn't have a high intelligence, you guys.
Cipher, what are you doing in all this mess?
Seems pretty tense around here. Probably just like enjoying coffee, watching all this chaos, and not knowing what is going on. I don't know what biddies are. I'm just like, okay. I don't know if I should record this and send this to my friends, or if I'm allowed to, or what.
And you see Cipher just sitting there with a cup of coffee. For some reason, I picture it legs crossed, just admiring the view as if it were no more than like a community theater play in the middle of a park. Yeah.
I'm picturing like Light from Death Note, very like I don't know necessarily what Cypher's wearing, but like just all white clothes and just like sitting cross-legged, like eating bread or something with their hands, just like munching away, just like eating popcorn basically, like that Michael Jackson gif
Oh,
of
yeah.
him eating popcorn. Yeah, yeah. I will sit across from Cipher and I will use telepathy for the first time. Since I feel like I'm probably safe in the bunker, use telepathy, and I will say to Cipher in his head, so what's going on?
Sort of like jump, like startled, like, what? Is it you?
And I'll just like make eye contact and be like, yeah, I'm talking to you.
Remind me, is this two-way?
Oh, let me double check.
I don't think it is it?
No, it doesn't. It just says I can read people's thoughts and put words in their mind, but it
Okay.
doesn't say they can talk back to me.
Right. So yeah, you try and think a thought back, but nothing goes through.
Oh, I thought you said something out loud. To
Oh,
me.
yeah.
You know what? I will stare intently at you like I'm trying to speak my thoughts back at you.
And I will respond. It doesn't work that way. You're not telepathic. I am. I can hear you. You can't.
What the hell? Man, this whole thing, I don't know if this is still real or not. I have no idea what's
Well,
going on.
Now you're
Actually,
dead.
you can read thoughts, and if that is on the surface of her thoughts or his thoughts, then I guess technically
It
they
would work.
kinda
It
can
could
talk
work,
back.
but work both ways, kind of.
Yeah, I guess because I can read people's thoughts and put words in their mind. So yeah, it's
I'll allow it. It's fucking easier that way.
okay. Then we can communicate.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I guess you can talk. Like we don't have to say anything out loud. We don't have to freak anybody out.
Retcon.
But yeah, so I mean, I can try and explain the biddy thing to you, but it's really complicated. And just pretend like they're butlers. That's basically all they are.
Is this real?
Yes, this is very real. You want me to like slap you or something?
Those
Like,
close.
Might help, actually.
I'll give him a good smack.
Okay. You smack Cipher on the cheek, and Cipher, it really fucking hurts.
Huh.
Take one harm.
No,
No.
I would obviously not
This
try.
is superficial damage.
Yeah. So yeah, you're awake. This is all real. By the way, I'm just curious. What did you make your room look like?
Oh, man. Okay. I don't know if I made that, but when I walked in there, it was like completely dark. There was like flashing lights. It was peaceful. It's just like home.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. That sounds interesting. Well, have you heard anything about what the plan is for today? Like I obviously was not out here for that. Have you overheard anything?
I think I heard something about Minneapolis. But there's people running around, so I'm not quite sure what's going on.
Cool. Well, just hold on tight. I'm gonna try and find someone else to see if they know more. But enjoy. I was gonna say enjoy that bacon. Does Cipher eat bacon?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, enjoy that bacon. Biddy's really good at making that exactly. One of the things she is really good at. And then I'm assuming she hears her start cussing or something.
And Biddy looks over at you and says, "You fucking believe it?
This is all telepathy. Can she hear telepathy?
Oh, the fuck I can't."
Wow. Okay, cool. I did not know Biddy can hear telepathy.
Jeez, big brother.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and just because it's a funny bit, Olivia will also take a crack to not drink it. Not drink it. Just take a crap.
Oh, fuck you all.
Just hold on to it. Not drink it.
Because it's warm.
But it's warm. She likes that.
Right. So, Danica, you are chasing after Dawn, this bottle of whiskey. And you do catch up with Dawn. What do you say?
I'm sorry, Dawn. This is like the shittiest way to find out your dad's been dead. First to even watching someone straight up murder your dad in front of you. We do not have good luck with dads.
That's the truth.
Should we toast their memories? Your dad was a lot nicer than my dad, though. I liked him. The one time I met him.
Thanks, yeah.
He liked a good guy.
I think he liked all you. I know Gray yelled at him one time, but
Well, I think there's been a lot of loss lately, and it sucks. But I don't even think we have time to stop and process it.
Yeah,
Not at all.
what we even did.
Right? And we lost Henry, and I'm sure Olivia's not doing well. I haven't had a chance to check in on her.
She's quiet,
Yeah.
even when she's good.
Yeah. I'm worried about you. You know, you lost your mom not so long ago, too. I mean, kind of. Something that needed to be done, but it doesn't make it easy.
I did think about her last night. I don't know if vision, a dream, it felt real. It's like that she came to me.
I mean, is she really all the way gone? I mean, I don't know. She was some kind of supernatural, godlike being, so.
That's the other thing I'm trying to figure out. Those hags in the woods. I had seen that ring before. And that stuff going on in Minneapolis. I feel like they're looking for me.
You know what?
When my vision, dream, whatever last night, my mom said that she's never gone, that she's a piece of her always with me. I don't know what that means. She was talking about her legacy.
Do you think that these people, they take it literally and they think that they can get her through you?
I don't know.
Mhm.
You would think they want Olivia. I thought Olivia had.
Well, Olivia might have absorbed her, but you are her flesh and blood. I mean, I've seen you heal. You have
I've seen you heal
some,
too.
but you are
We're just
much
humans.
better at it. Not really, are we? I mean, your mom was a, I don't know, God's not the right word, but
She was his mom.
but she was something else, right? I mean, my dad was something else too, but he made himself that way. Your mom didn't make herself that way. She is just, I've always been that way. And part of that has to be with you, right? Because you're a child.
Yes, but I don't know. I'm just a girl from Minneapolis.
Well, not anymore. We're heroes that the world doesn't even know about. Except for we kind of failed. But we kind of succeeded too. Doesn't feel like success.
But we're alive. I guess that's what matters.
For how much longer?
I'm scared.
I almost don't want to leave the bunker. It feels so unsafe everywhere we set our feet out in the world. And I feel so uninformed about the world.
Who knew the world could change so much? And
6 years.
yeah,
You hear the whirl of an electric motor as Evers rounds the corner, and he sees you, Dawn, with dried tears in your eyes and a whiskey bottle between the two of you. And he says, "Did you tell her?"
No. Yes, I told her. You want some
Okay.
whiskey? I could just like funnel it.
I can. It is bad for my medication.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, did you need something, Evers?
No, I just wanted to make sure that Dawn knew that people are out for her. Zzz, and he just rolls away.
psycho.
I think that the robot voice doesn't include like the inflection of feelings and concern.
Yeah, there's no emotion in that voice.
Yeah, maybe one day technology will advance enough where it will sound more human-like. Right?
Speak it spell.
Yeah. What's that?
Or Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah. Or we could just like record a voice for him, then he could just push buttons, but then he would be limited, right? I'm sure he means well. He seemed worried in his eyes, where the expression of the soul is held. Yeah. You know what? I think your car's here.
Oh.
If you want to go and look at it.
Yeah, we could go down there and just see.
I mean,
be nice to see Henry's truck if it's still here.
well, it was. I mean, unless the kid took it again.
Oh yeah, we already saw it. Never mind.
Yeah, we did already see it. I don't know. Something to get your mind off of the shit that is our lives right now.
But sometimes it's good just to throw ourselves into that.
Yeah, it is. That's true. Let's just get drunk. We're not going anywhere today.
Here.
Perfect.
Okay,
Catch us
so
on.
you're deciding to get drunk today.
Yes.
This morning, not today.
If we go into whatever room that Jason's in, it's like a rave party.
Oh.
Because his weird angel magic makes the rooms confused.
You don't know what a rave party is. Disco might be a better term.
A disco. That's the.
Oh.
I heard this term rave in this song that I was listening to. I want to know what that means.
That sounds fun. It's just like a club.
Yeah. Maybe
Club.
Jason can take us to one. We can ask
He
him
seems
what.
like a club kid.
Yeah, he seems like he likes clubs. We should ask him if he could show us what a rave is. I'm going to put that on my list.
Yeah.
Ask Jason what raves are.
Yeah. We probably should have asked him a bunch of stuff about the movies.
He keeps making references to all these movies that I haven't seen. I wonder if we can make the bunker play movies. Can we make the bunker play movies?
It's on a wall.
Well, there's a TV somewhere, I'm sure. DM, can we make the bunker play movies?
Yes. There is a TV VCR combo that you see in the wall, and you are just flabbergasted that the two can coexist and that they're so small.
What do we want to watch? What was one of the things that Jason mentioned? Something about a Terminator.
Yeah, they're just like one of those like spinning like VHS console racks.
Oh,
It's like wood ones.
Yeah, there is the veneer wood racks. You see, there is Adam's Family, Hook, Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, The pianist. Let's see. An American Tale. File goes west.
No Terminator?
Let's see. Yeah, there's Terminator in there.
T2 is out already too because it was 91.
Yes.
Oh, we should watch this. There's 2 of them.
Oh.
Yeah. There's also My Girl and Father of the Bride, which both have smiling faces on it, so they look like comedies.
Oh, let's watch My Girl. That looks like a good movie. That looks like a sweet fun movie. That looks like that would uplift our spirits so well.
Great.
Spoiler, I did not.
You're gonna find us in an hour and a half weeping and drunk.
Oh, wow.
He's allergic to bees.
Librarian Biddy walks by and sees you just sobbing drunk and says, "Fucking disgrace," and walks on by.
Cipher needs to reprogram his booty.
Right? They'll take Cipher up to the crystal. Can you recalibrate on Biddy?
Kick us a little bit.
Cipher might lose his mind at the sight of that crystal.
What crystal?
Okay. So they are getting drunk today and watching sad movies. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm down in the garage wondering how the fuck my bike is here.
Yes, you do see your bike, and it looks like you kept it in pretty good shape and pretty clean. It looks like shiny, like the chrome pieces look highly polished, and there isn't a scratch on the thing. And you see that on your handlebars there are a few controls you haven't seen before.
Heck yeah, you got an upgrade.
One is a dial that goes up to 10, and then the other is just a giant red.
I do like big red buttons. Is Mechanic Biddy down here working on things?
She sees you inspecting your bike and says, "Oh, I wouldn't touch that if I were you."
It's my bike. Why wouldn't I? How the hell did you get it here?
Don't you fucking mind how I got in here. I live here.
Okay, not you, my bike. How is my bike here?
I don't fucking know. It's something to do with some wibbly wobbly time bullshit.
We should explain to them about that just in case it happens.
What did you do to my bike?
I fucking fixed it. That's what I did. And you ought to be fucking goddamn grateful.
Okay. Yeah, just, if you could not anymore, that'd be great. I got the bike just the way that I kind of wanted it, so...
Oh, you're gonna fucking want it a lot better now.
Right. I'm gonna pull some season 1 here. Being what I am now, do I hear that angel feather that's in that storage? Do I feel the tug of it while I'm down here nearby?
I'm gonna say no.
No? Okay.
It's tightly sealed, lock and key.
Lock and ward. I like it.
That one.
I'm totally going to go poke in areas that Danica told me not to, though.
Probably should have explained why. It's okay. We already let Krampus out.
Poking.
I mean, what else could be down there?
I mean, I'll kind of peer into where the guns and stuff are, and just kind of look around.
You poke in the armory, and you see another biddy there, dressed in full camo, cut off arms, with a full beard, and She just looks over at you like, the fuck you want?
I'm new. I'm just looking around. That's all.
Move on, soldier.
Right. I move on, and I'm gonna go down that nice long hallway because it looks like a nice long hallway, and it reminds me of The Shining.
Mm-hmm. There are a pair of double doors at the
I kind of like. I don't. Well, I'm looking around because I'm seeing if there's any signs for what's down here.
end. Okay. I guess it's gate of mystery.
Don't dead. Open inside.
That's sharp. It's a 9.
9. Hold one. So you hold one. Yeah.
What's being concealed here?
Great question. You inspect the and see some strange markings. Not only painted, but also just carved into these steel doors. And you see like these ancient Japanese like paper tags stuck to like the cracks of the door. Like it looks like whatever is inside here, like someone was either very superstitious or like very afraid. One or the other, like it's a little disturbing to look at. When you investigate this door though, you see a little crack in these tags that are sealing the gaps of the doors, and you peer through it. And as you peer through it, you see this lit room on the opposite side, and you can see some strange scrawlings on the floor. Can't quite make it out through the narrow opening. But what you see in the dead center of this room is a Pomeranian. And it's kind of like canting and staring the other direction. As you get close to the door, it heads turn, and you see red eyes staring back at you.
Well, yeah, okay, shoot. I wasn't lying. There's weird shit down here. And I, like, talk to the dog. I'm like, have you been a bad boy? Is that why you're in timeout?
And you hear this earth-shaking growl.
That's, pretty big bark for a little puppy.
And you hear, not so much in your ears, but I am the power. I will hit you.
Getting a little bit big for my britches at this point, I decide to flex a little bit and see what all my new things can make me do, because I haven't really like tested myself at this point, this whole new form, and I feel pretty confident. And I kind of say to Ishara, I'm like, I don't like what this thing is. I mean, is it something that should be down here?
I'm gonna say because your relationship to Sharma has changed, you don't get an answer so much as a feeling. And it's a feeling that kind of says like it's the feeling you get like when you turn out the lights. Feeling that there's stuff out there that goes bump. And like this probably shouldn't be down, but it is because sometimes there are things in the dark that do not.
I get a little bit big for my britches then, and like stare back at the dog, and I flex those new feelings of wings and make the hallway kind of go like a little bit like light around me, so the thing can see my wings on the wall behind it, and I let my eyes like glow that kind of whitish, angelish, goldish energy, and I draw my sword out of the ether and I say, "Stay there for your own good."
And you just feel this writhing anger radiate out this door. Like it's a new feeling. You feel someone else's emotion, but like, yeah, that's what you.
It scares him just a little bit. He does flex a little bit, but he's like, right. So like I said, stay in there, and I'll go back into the garage.
And you hear a yapping dog behind you as you walk away. Hold on, I need to make a note about the demon Pomeranian.
Probably not the worst thing we have in that fucking storage area.
Okay, so you are exploring downstairs. Danica and Dawn are getting drunk and sad. Olivia, Cipher, Gray, are you doing anything for the rest of the day?
Nothing really in particular. Just kind of reacquainting myself with the remodeling of the bunker.
Mm. Yeah, you can see everything's just a little newer, a little cleaner. Just the computers that were once like both monitor and desktop fused together have now separated, and there are now these like keyboards, and what you are informed are mice, and they all the software on these machines are like newer and cleaner and much easier to navigate than old computers once were. And you also see improvements such as the televisions and the VCRs, and just the decor just seems to have kind of a lighter hue to it. Just kind of a bunch of pastels and whites and things like that. There seems to be a lot of blonde, like oak wood decor and furniture everywhere. Like obnoxiously so. Like the kitchen is almost completely blonde, and like so's your meeting tables. There seems to be these little rolling like side tables in the more relaxing like recreational areas with like glass tops in them. Same blonde wood, of course, with rounded edges. Yeah.
Okay.
I
hate it.
Great. Great. Come watch this really sad movie with us.
Why aren't we watching sad movies if
Everybody on the cover looked happy. It was deceptive.
Maybe you should find something a little more uplifting next
Well, we're gonna watch this robot movie next.
robot movie.
Yeah.
Terminator.
Yeah. Jason mentioned it when we were driving.
Right. Where is he?
I sent him to the garage.
Oh.
I thought maybe his weird angel magic wouldn't affect down there as much as he plays like a disco everywhere he goes because magic doesn't cooperate with the bunker well. His room was doing some creepy stuff.
So you sent him down where the vehicles that are strapped with weapons and explosives, also the armory?
I didn't tell him about any of that. I did tell him to avoid the door where all of the cursed artifacts and some other things are kept. I didn't tell him that's what was there. I told him not to go in there.
We have known him for a day,
Yeah.
and in that time,
Benny is
Have you
everywhere.
not-
How much trouble can he get into?
that's the problem.
If you're
He seems
worried,
like the type
then go
that would
watch him.
just go, why do I have to be the babysitter?
You're the oldest. And you haven't recently had anyone in your immediate family die. In fact, you did some killing of immediate family.
I still don't see how that seems fair. What about Cipher?
We've known Cipher for the same amount of time. You trust Cipher more than Jason?
Just chill.
The fucking angel?
I don't trust any of you.
Then why are you telling Cipher to go
Why
babysit
is
him when they're both new to the group?
I'm not saying.
You were the
that
only
I'm
option.
not suggesting.
The weird girls are all sad.
Are you sure? Because
That's a poster. The weird girl.
Olivia's over here giggling, and I'm not really sure why.
That's because-
but I'm just assuming
That's
that's
because I got her drunk too, and she's a giggly drunk, okay?
Earth girl.
I don't even think she's old enough to drink. It's fine. She technically is now if we actually age ourselves up 6 years. Oh my god, I'm almost 30. So old.
I'll
As
remember that when we
you're
go get our new ID.
discussing all this, you hear Susie talking a room over to someone, and you hear a man's voice that you're not familiar with.
Who's that? I'm not ready for Mama to have a boyfriend. my dad has been dead for 6 years. He was evil, but still. Go look.
Are you looking?
Yeah.
Okay. You look over and you see he looks like a youngish man. He has dark, short, curly hair. Kind of looks very like a deep olive complexion. Kind of gives you indication maybe Middle Eastern. Has these kind of golden amber eyes, and like a lean but muscular build. And he's wearing like these, like a flannel with some jeans that are kind of acid washed. And he's talking to Susie with some concern on his face.
Danica's peeking behind. She's holding onto Gray's shoulder and peeking behind Gray.
Your mom's into younger men.
Damn, he's hot.
Oh no.
And
He's hot.
over here, you overhear your mom say, "Yeah, I heard they went into some sort of like hags or something on the road," and you can see this concerns the man quite a bit. He's like, I don't know for sure, but it might be connected to disappearing of all those women up in Minnesota.
The Dawns. I peek. I hide completely behind Gray.
And he, with wide eyes, turns to see Ray and a woman hiding behind him. And he says, "Oh, are these them? Is this the Apocalypse 6?"
Oh, cool. You have a cool nickname.
And
I say
Susie,
from behind,
like,
Gray.
Susie slaps her forehead and like shakes her head and says, "Yeah, that's what they're called, I guess. We are called." And he says, "The one hiding behind that man is my daughter Danica, and the man is Gray, what we call him. And the other lady over there, that's Dawn."
It's
And,
Olivia, too. Olivia's here.
Oh, Olivia is there?
She would not be watching the movie with you guys.
Oh, never mind.
100%.
So,
Hi, who are you? And are you dating my mama? Because I'm not okay with it. I mean, I'm okay with it if mama's happy, but just in a mental
It's okay,
state of
Danica.
being...
You're allowed to say you're jealous.
I'm a little jealous. You are very attractive.
and you see he blushes a little bit. He says, "No, I'm not dating him. I'm Adam, and I'm very single actually, and I do hunts for your mom here. So yeah, how do you do?"
What? See? Well, there you go. He says he's single.
So are you. Why does it matter?
Why did you bring me up?
Because you are very painfully single. I don't know.
Yeah, but we're talking about you and him.
What?
Don't bring me into this.
I'm bringing you into whatever I want to bring you into.
Why don't you go talk to him?
Anyway, you were talking about the dead Dawns in Minneapolis?
And he says, "Yeah, look, I'm exhausted. I just came back from a hunt, but I got word from Bobby Singer in Sioux Falls that some of his contacts out in Minneapolis, shit's weird out there. There's something going on, but well, a couple of them, they've already burnt bridges with local authorities, so they can't really get close enough to the matter to investigate it. So, I was probably gonna rest up and get out there unless someone else could go out there for me.
Well, we were talking about it. If they're really looking for Dawn, I'd hate to put her in danger, but I also feel like we need to go out there. For the same reason. Ugh.
I mean, no pressure, but anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just spooked. I am gonna go on, hit the hay, and hey, I'll be around.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, same here. And Susie kind of looks disapprovingly at him as he lugs his duffel bag.
Did you just give him a disapproving look?
I think I can give disapproving looks to young men who are hitting on my daughter.
I'm almost 30, technically. So, shut up.
You are the same age as when you jumped through a portal in time, Missy.
Not according to state records.
According to state records, you're dead.
Fuck. We're gonna need IDs that have just so different names.
And you hear Evers roll behind you and say, "Already on it." And you see in his cup holder there are some new driver's license out.
Could we also get some Fed IDs? Because ours are expired.
I feel like Ever's is just always there.
And Evers does like a pinpoint turn and then rolls back down towards the computer lab. Yeah, so and so as you are trying to movies, exploring your new surrounding, and just absorbing what has all happened to you and next. That is where we are going tonight's episode. Thank you for joining us. We will see you next time on another exciting. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. What's that guy's name? What was it? How guy?